Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back to our Residence Life guest speaker series. My name is Justin Brown here with my co-host.
Leah Paulson.
Today we are here with the very talented and also very funny Chris Handles. He is on the Harlem Globetrotters. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing real good. Chris Handles, all right. Watching the Globetrotters animation in the 1970s when he was growing up was how he was introduced to the game. He put himself on the map in numerous television commercials from 2000 to 2004 and probably plenty more since then, freestyling with other basketball stars like Paul Pierce and Vince Carter. We're going to talk about that a little bit with him today. But his mind-blowing talent, he's displayed in numerous telebroadcasts, and it caught the Globetrotters' attention. So in addition to him joining the Globetrotters and in addition to his ball handling, he's also pretty good at trick shots. And we're going to talk to him about that. And a cool little tidbit and a cool little fact about Chris is that he owns the Guinness World Record for the furthest knee basketball shot made backwards from 63 feet and 7.5 inches away from the basketball hoop. And that was made in 2019. Everybody give it up for Chris Handles.
Hey.
How you been during the quarantine, man? What have you been doing to keep yourself busy?
Well, I've been doing a lot, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, oh, he's back. Okay, we switched.
Are we here?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, I'm sorry.
I know, you're okay. I was like, what? Where'd he go?
Yeah. I've been doing a lot. I've been staying busy. I stay productive. So I take everything as an opportunity. So right now is a time to better myself. And that's what I've been doing. I do things still with the Harlem Globetrotters. We have a Globetrotters at Home series.
Okay.
That I've been filming and doing while at home. I do a lot of television and radio interviews while at home, but also do things to better myself every day and stay productive.
Very nice, very nice. So tell us a little bit more about this Globetrotters at Home.
Well, it was an idea that we came up with, or, for me, I'm a creative mind. And with everyone home, we wanted to do something that people could do while social distancing, and something that was productive they could do. So we came up with a series where people could do ball handling or just have life lessons or different things that they can learn at home. And that's where we are. And it's been a good thing.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. So tell us a little bit about your career. I mean, obviously you've done a lot of things. I mean, we just talked about it just a little bit, but give us kind of an idea of if you go on Chris's page, and Chris, how can they follow you on social media?
Chris Handles on all of it. ChrisHandles. That's my Instagram, my Twitter, and LinkedIn. All of it is the same.
I mean, your career, it could not be compared. I mean, you have done your craft and have mastered it to a point where you have been placed in front of some of the most high profile people in the world. I mean, I saw that you did basketball tricks for Obama, athletes, comedians. I saw that you met Dave Chappelle. So talk about how your career evolved, where you started picking up some of these skills and how it really just blossomed.
Well, for me, it's what I wanted to do since I was 6 years old. It was my only goal in life was to be a Harlem Globetrotter. So for me, life is about passion, doing what you love to do. And I'm passionate about it. So it's taken me a lot of places. And I think when you live through passion or you live what you love to do, it's not work, it leads you a lot of places. And that's what basketball has done for me. And that's what trying to be a Harlem Globetrotter has done for me. So I've had the opportunity to do all kinds of television shows, and I've traveled to every single state in the US. I've traveled to 84 countries around the world, and all of it spreading joy and positivity. So it's been a blessing.
Very nice, very nice. So talk to me about this Guinness Book of World Records, because a lot of people can't say that they've done that. So that's pretty cool. What does that look like? How do people find that out? Do you call them? How and where do you get to see this world record held? Is it online? Do you get a trophy? So talk to us about that.
Well, for me, I have a signature shot where I shoot from half court on my knees backwards. It's a shot that I'm very consistent at. And, with the Harlem Globetrotters, everyone was synonymous with doing something. I watched Meadowlark Lemon, who used to make the half court hook with high consistency. So I came up with my own shot, and that would be on my knees backwards from half court. but I wanted to make a shot that no one could break. So I went about as far as I could go, which is about the opposite top of the key or right inside of that, over my head, backwards, all net. And ironically, as a kid, that's one of the books that I would read back then, would be the Guinness Book of World Records. My grandmother had that book, and I would always look in that book and look at the amazing feats that people would do. So just honored and blessed to be one of the people that's in that book, and I hold my own Guinness World Record.
Very nice, very nice. Now, you said that when you were younger, you looked at the Harlem Globetrotters and they became kind of your idols and kind of put you on this trajectory to eventually becoming a Globetrotter. So what would you say to individuals who are looking at you and they're like, man, this is something that I want to do? I mean, how do you decide? I mean, I've been to a Globetrotters game when I was a child, and I just looked at some of these tricks and I'm like, how do you even begin to discover that this is something that you can do?
Well, for me, the Globetrotters was my introduction to basketball. I saw them on the cartoon Scooby-Doo, and I knew I either wanted to solve mysteries or play for the Globetrotters. So I'm truly living a dream. For me, I didn't know how to get there. I never knew anyone who was a Globetrotter. So I learned by trial and error. But first thing I did is I tried to get as much knowledge as I could about that subject. So that's why if you are in college and you have something that you're interested in, the first thing I say is get as much knowledge as you can about that subject. The more things you know about it, the more you can master that subject, the better it will be for you. So that's number one. Number two is hard work. Nothing is a substitute for hard work. So I believe that you pride yourself in being the best you that you can be as great as you can be. And for me, that's put in hard work. So I put in countless numbers of hours of practice. And if I calculate that time from a 6-year-old to when I finally got my opportunity, it's hours and hours of practice. So those things are be the best you that you can be. That's number one. And that's studying your subject of what you want to do, practicing and working on those things. And then lastly, seize the moment or seize the opportunity. See, when you are as great as you are, or the best you that you can be, your best version of yourself, it makes it easy. When you finally get that opportunity, it's time to seize it. And that's what happened with me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I'm assuming that COVID has been hard for everybody, but I definitely think it will probably be really hard for you, as your job definitely emulates making crowds of people very happy. I mean, you probably meet all kinds of people from all over the world. So for people who are home, I mean, what are you doing to keep yourself motivated, keeping yourself like inept? Because I feel like a lot of people are getting, a little depressed, or getting a little cabin fever. They want to get out and do stuff. I mean, how can they remain active and kind of stay hopeful during the COVID-19 shelter in place?
Well, for me, I look at things always in the positive. Some of the bad things that happened in my life, I wouldn't be where I am today if they didn't happen. So I look at the greatness in all situations. For me, it's a time to better myself. So now I'm reading books that I don't usually have time. So as Globetrotters, we play over 250 games a year. We're in a different city every single day. So I just don't have time for a lot of things. I have my own foundation. So even when I get a chance to come home, I'm working on different projects or different things. I believe that to whom much is given, much is required. So I believe that my time never stops. So I stay busy. But this time is giving me that opportunity to get better at things and do things that I've always wanted to do. So right now I'm completing and reading books that I wanted to, things that can better myself. I'm working out twice a day, things that I just don't have time for, taking the time to learn better, taking the time to ground my foundation and strategically organize. So this time is the perfect time to better yourself. It's the perfect time for it. We're always so preoccupied with doing so many things that we don't have the time to do the things and put the structures in place that make us better. And this is a perfect time for that. And that's what I've been doing with myself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I have been to a Globetrotters game, so I've seen the fun and excitement. So, again, some of our students have never been to a Globetrotters game. So, can you tell us about the atmosphere? How does this whole thing come together? You and the other Globetrotters, just talk about what an experience would be like coming from someone who has created so much excitement and has provided so much fun and laughter for people over the years. Like, what is it like being in that stadium and performing your craft?
Well, for me, it's like it's a feeling like no other. You know, like I said, I've always wanted to do it. So just having the opportunity to do what I've always wanted to do, to live my passion, to live my dream, is a great experience for me. But to be able to spread joy, you know, we're about positivity. We not pride ourselves in not only being great basketball players, but great role models for kids. So just to be able to do that is an amazing experience. To be able to bridge the gap between cultures. It doesn't matter what race, culture, or ethnicity you are. What gender you are. We bridge the gap between those cultures, and we extend the hand of diplomacy all over the globe. Like I said, I've been to 84 countries, so that's amazing. And with what we do, you don't even have to be a basketball fan to enjoy it. You know, what we're about is bringing families together, bringing people together, and emotionally connecting to and thrilling every member of the family. So whether you're a little kid or a grandparent, you'll enjoy our brand of family entertainment. I think that's what makes the Globetrotters unique, and that's why they've been around for 94 years. You know, people's grandparents and their grandparents have been to our games, and it's always great for me to be able to turn what we do on to a new generation, and so that's been amazing for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I 100% echo that. You know, you never hear anything bad about the Globetrotters. Excellent role models for kids, and a lot of family fun entertainment. Nothing like inappropriate. You never have to worry about anything. Globetrotters are definitely that. So one of the questions that was posted that we want to ask you is, who has been the coolest person you have got to perform for, and do you have any like stories about like meeting anybody cool? Like, have you ever met any of your idols and have been able to perform?
Oh man, so many. You know, when we play in Madison Square Garden or the Staples Center, is packed with some of my favorite celebrities. Martin Lawrence and his family on the front row, or Al Pacino at the game with his family. Always been amazing. I had an opportunity to meet two presidents. President Bush, who was uniquely witty and very funny. Which I would have never got that perception without meeting him in person. And it was a great experience of mine. And then, of course, meeting President Barack Obama, which was an amazing experience to go to the White House, meet the president, who's very charismatic. And it was just one of the high points of my career and of my life. He's a very charismatic person. And to be at the White House to play basketball with the president was a phenomenal experience for me. And then some of my other idols. I had an opportunity to meet Warren Buffett, who's someone who I've met him 3 different times, and every single time has been another experience where I've had the opportunity to learn from. Another one of my idols, LL Cool J. I had an opportunity to learn from him, who's one of my favorites. I'm saying people who are my favorites. LL Cool J, for me, was phenomenal because after we were doing a Broadway play together, and this is back when I was doing Nike commercials, what have you, and he signed autographs and took pictures with every single person afterwards. After the event was over, we were outside. Anyone who came up to him, he was personable. And I always felt like if I ever got into that position, this was before I was a Harlem Globetrotter, I would try to emulate that person. And just last summer, I did something with LL Cool J where he was giving back to his community. And he's that same exact person. He's a person that gives back and is he's approachable. And that's the type of person I've tried to be. So I've taken different things from different people and tried to put that in my own into my own folder and live that way. Some of the greatest people I've met. I had an opportunity to perform with Jay-Z at the MTV Music Awards. And one thing I took from Jay-Z was he's a perfectionist. Everything had to be on point, down to he's very meticulous. And you see why he's so great. And being able to work with these people, I've learned so many different things from each person individually.
Wow, that's really remarkable. That's amazing. Um, So tell us a little bit more about your foundation and how, if people are watching, how can they get involved?
Well, for me, life is about who you help. I think life is about helping others, and as you help others, you'll learn. I think giving is what life is about, and it's something that I've done all my life. My father was a police officer. He served the community. My mother worked in the hospital. She served the community, and they passed that gene on to me. So I think that it's my foundation, the Chris Handles Franklin Foundation. Or handlesfoundation.org. We do a number of things. One thing, basketball has been a savior for me. It kept me out of trouble. It kept me active. And I found my solace on the basketball court. So one thing we do is we renovate basketball courts. So I've been able to go into different communities and make those basketball courts something beautiful. Resurface them, put up glass backboards, and make these beautiful basketball courts in different communities. And that's been an awesome experience because I think that kids aren't as active as they need to be. But I believe that if you give them something beautiful to be active on, the basketball courts we create, they'll get out there and be active. And every single court that we renovated, they stay packed. So that's one thing we do. One thing about me, I believe I'm not a big complainer. If I see an issue or a problem, I try to attack that issue or that problem. So another thing we do is we hand out, during Thanksgiving, we hand out turkeys and sides for needy families. During Christmas, we visit the women's shelter and we buy gifts for everyone in the women's shelter and provide meals there. Or we provide over the holiday season meals for the homeless and also jackets, scarves, hats, gloves. Just some of the things that we do. I have a basketball camp for kids. So all these things that I do is a part of an extension of my arm of giving back. And this is just my personal foundation. And we do a number of things with the Harlem Globetrotters also, which is an awesome experience.
Yes. Chris Handles, everybody. He's here. He's talking about his career, his life experiences, and his philosophy of life. Again, Chris, if people want to follow you on social media, shout out your social media handles again for us.
Chris Handles, ChrisHandles. That's my Twitter, my Instagram, and also my LinkedIn.
Awesome. Now, Chris, in conclusion, as we're wrapping up here, what we've been allowing our speakers to do is kind of have the final say. So if you have a key to life, I mean, you've been kind of dropping some of those nuggets of knowledge and gems on us throughout the broadcast. But if you had a philosophy for what you would want to leave with the students or what you would want people who are watching this to take away from you, here's what we would
Well, first, before I even do that, I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. Now this is about to die, and I might have to switch to this one, but
okay. Oh, we're excited about this. Yes, let's go.
I don't got a lot of room to work with, but a lot of things. This is some of the things we do as we travel around the world. I'll start off with a spin. I get a little tricky with it. So, one thing.
Yes.
If there was something that I could leave with people, it would be a couple things. First of all, live your passion. Life is about living your passion, doing what you love to do, doing what it comes natural to you. And tapping into that passion is always difficult. But once you find something that you love, it's important for you to be able to bless the world with what you love to do, what you're passionate about, and what you're naturally great at. That's one. Number two, I would say get your education, which everyone's doing. I play professional basketball for a living, but I have a master's degree. I mean, I went from elementary school, middle school, high school to college, and then back to college. You can never get enough education. Everything else will fall into place. The Globetrotters was my dream, my goal, but my stars were my education. So shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you land amongst the stars. Get that education. So I have a bachelor's and master's degree in social work with a concentration in community organization. Number three, I would say believe in yourself and believe in your dreams. People would say that when I was 6 years old, I said I wanted to be a Harlem Globetrotter. I'm living my dream. People would say it's too hard. They would say it's too impossible. They would say there's no way you could be a Harlem Globetrotter. If I listened to them, I wouldn't be a Harlem Globetrotter. Now I'm traveling around the globe in my 13th year with the world famous Harlem Globetrotters, dribbling a basketball for a living. So I would say believe in yourself and believe in your dreams. And if you take those messages with you, you will be successful.
Chris Handles, everybody.
Thank you so
much for joining us today. This was awesome. For those who, and I'm gonna need the sharing. You're gonna have to give me sharing.
Oh, my B. I got you. I just clicked it.
If you want to be a part of any of these, please let me know. We just had Chris Handles, everybody. He was amazing. Tomorrow we have Terry Lomax. She's gonna talk to us a little bit about brand strategy, and she's a brand strategist. We got Chris Sabat. He's a voice actor. We have Hame Camille from Jane the Virgin. Leah, go ahead and take over for some of these.
Yeah, we have Zach Gowen. He has a very inspiring backstory. Used to be a wrestler for the WWE. Danielle Fishel. She was Topanga from Boy Meets World. Al Roker needs no introduction, but part of the Today Show. And Justin, take it away.
And last but not least, we got Joshua Triplett. You've known him from a lot of different TV shows. Right now, he's on The Neighbors with Cedric the Entertainer on CBS. We got Sway, obviously no introduction, MTV, Sway in the Morning. And last but not least, on Friday, we got Cedric Yarbrough, Reno 9/11, The Boondocks, and BoJack Horseman. So we hope that you all join us, and we look forward to seeing you then.